So now students, we have read about all the 4 factors of production. Now we would come to the first one, land. Land is a natural resource, and in class 8 also you have read that it is scarce material. Scarce, less found, scarcity, scarce. So it cannot be made. We cannot increase the land of India. Whatever we have acquired is the same. So land is fixed. Land cannot be increased. Sometimes wastelands are those wasteland where we throw our garbage, or sometimes wasteland where we held our fairs. There, that can be changed into cultivable land. Cultivable, where we do our cultivation. Farming land. Okay, we can change it into farm, but not more than that. So land has a basic constraint, a hurdle that cannot be increased. It is fixed. But the population is growing. So what is the problem? How to feed that population? A large population is waiting, that we need food, and food security shall be provided to each and one. Even in these days when there is COVID-19 breakdown, we have learned that ration shops are allowed to open. Understood? Food is necessary. So how we will feed a large population on that small land which is fixed? And land is, in fact, cultivating land is becoming less and less. Why? Because we are having more factories, more bridges, more roads, more schools, more hospitals, and land is taken by them. So agriculture land is getting less day by day. Then the question arises, how to increase our production capability on the same land, same piece of land? How will we do that? There are 2 methods. First one is multiple cropping, and the second one is modern farming method. These are 2 methods by which we can increase the production on the given land. Understood? Now we come to the first point. Okay? We are studying column 1. Fine? We are studying column 1, page 3 of your book. Chapter 1. Multiple cropping. Multiple cropping is a method of farming where more than one crop can be grown on the same piece of land during one agricultural year. Understood? The year remain the same. The piece of land remain the same. But we are doing more than one crop. We are growing the rice on the same field, as well as we are growing potatoes or tomatoes on the same field. That is multiple cropping, more than one crop. Understood? The example is Kharif and Rabi and any vegetable or fruit. Okay. So sometime we are having 3 type of crop on a given piece of land. That is your now this example of Rabi and Kharif is given on in the first column, and the definition of multiple cropping is given in the second column on the same page. Go through it, underline it properly and learn. Fine. Now the example is given, that is first is Kharif. Kharif is grown during the rainy season. It starts in rainy season, we sow the seed, and then in near about October, when the changing pattern, it is cut. Fine. Basically Jowar and Bajra. These are coarse crop and can be used as a fodder also. Sometimes food also, fodder also. What is fodder? Fodder is food for animals. Fine. So it is used as food also by the human, and the fodder also for the animals. This is known as Kharif. Now the mid Zaid, that is potatoes and fruit, seasonal things, that is for 2-3 months, October, November and December. In December it is cut off. So it varies from place to place. Suppose you are growing tomatoes, some farmers are having potatoes. In near Danapur area we are having parval. You know, it is a vegetable. It is endemic vegetable which cannot be grown everywhere. You cannot find that in Maharashtra. So according to soil, this thing is changed, varies from place to place. Now comes this third part, that is known as Rabi. wheat. That is the third. So now we are having Kharif, one vegetable or a fruit in between, and the Rabi. So here this cycle is known as multiple cropping. I hope you understand that. Multiple cropping, again I am repeating myself, is having more than one crop during one single year on a same piece of land. Understood? Fine. Then we come to the second point, that is modern farming method, and you know that, you know about it, that using a tractor or a thresher or fertilizer, weedicides, insecticide, this is use of all these material is known as modern farming method. Fine. We have learned about it in Green Revolution. We come to Green Revolution, you must have learned about these things. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan is known as the person who is related to it and the father who actually brought the Green Revolution. In the meantime, I could tell you one more thing to note down, that Green Revolution is related to grains. Yellow Revolution is related to oil seeds. Blue Revolution is related to fisheries. And White Revolution is related to milk. Amul milk, Sudha milk, whatever you are having. So these four revolutions has made us self-sufficient. There was a time, student, when India was not having so much of grains and we had to import most of them, buy it from other countries, and a large part of earning went to other countries. But now, due to Green Revolution, India has become self-sufficient. I would say early 1960s, we faced a scarcity of grain. So we try to learn about other countries, how they are coping up, how they are providing food security to their people. Here we learned that Mexico has made a seed which is on a less piece of land is growing more crop. That's why it is known as Mexican seed sometime, and it is known as, in our chapter, it is known as HYV seed, high yielding variety seeds. High yielding variety. Yield means produce. Per hectare is known as yield. So yield, it gives more yield. Suppose there is a small place and I am using a traditional seeds, then I am having 10 quintals of wheat. But on the same piece of land, if I am having HYV seed of wheat, then we are having 50 quintals of wheat. This is the increase. So HYV seeds, high yielding variety of seeds. We borrowed it, we learned how to make it. And in fact, it is a package. That's why sometimes it is called packaged agriculture, because one thing cannot give you the satisfied required result. HYV seed is there. Irrigation is very much necessary because these seeds need 3 times more water than normal seeds. So irrigation must be provided. Then insecticide, pesticides and chemical fertilizers, these all of them combined together, they give you a lot of produce. That's why this is the way how we can increase our produce on the same given piece of land. I hope you understood. Again I am repeating, how can we increase our production on the same piece of land? We can increase our production on the same piece of land by using multiple cropping. Give the definition and the example, and second, modern farming method, at least 3 to 4 lines about it. Now your answer is complete. I hope understood very clearly about it, that how we can increase our land. Now the question comes again about land. Will land be able to sustain that? No. The answer is no. Because land is something which is a natural resource. We are not creating it. And every day we are putting a lot of chemical fertilizer to it. Then it will be degraded slowly. All those chemical fertilizer seep through the soil. Because you have learned that soil is a porous material. Water seeps down, goes down. And some part of that chemicals also goes down. And then it kills the germs, the microbes which are necessary for fertility. it sometime goes and mix in the underground water. From that underground water, again in the nearby we are having a hand pump. Understood? The same water comes out and kills people. Contaminate the water, it contaminates the water. So the bacteria which is needed for that, it kills the microorganism. So it is not very long time, we cannot help it out. Again we are for irrigation we are having a lot of pump sets. Then we are taking out the water. This increases the water table also, and you could well understand that. So I hope you understood that the sustainability of land is always in question. I hope till land you have understood very clearly.